right, episode 55, Single at 40 podcast. Welcome back.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's been a while.
Yeah, so we haven't shot one in, 3 or 4 weeks?
Yeah, it feels like a month or so.
I think it's been about a month. Yeah, me and Glenn got caught up with work loading a ship. You might have seen some of the shorts Glenn made for that. Excuse me. Then recently here in Hawaii, we've had a bunch of rainstorms and flooding and bullshit. But anyways, we're back at it today, Saturday.
Yeah, the rain stopped, so we can actually film because it's super loud in here.
Yeah, that's the other reason. You can't film when it's pouring rain. Our studio has a metal roof over the building, so it's super loud. Anyways, we're like 45 days out from the trip. I don't have the exact number, which is usually not normal, but anyways. So we've been getting a bunch of comments and questions on the social media about how to join the group, which is cool. And
Yeah,
it's
it's kinda
exciting,
awesome.
right? And
Never thought anyone would want to join us.
yeah, I got one guy asked, like, is there a website or whatever? So we don't have any type of, like, formal setup. It's like, if you watch the podcast, we're pretty transparent about when we're going to be there, the dates, and then show up.
Yeah,
That's it.
I mean, basically, we're always going to meet out in front of Carousel Bar. And
Yeah, I think when we get closer, I mean, the last time we were there, I think the first night we met at 9, the second night we met at 8. I don't know what we'll do this time. I'm thinking probably more 8, but because we're coming up that day from Manila. So it'd be May 7th at 8 p.m., basically outside Carousel Hotel, Carousel Bar. And from there, we don't have it set in stone yet, but we're either going to head over to the Dollhouse or to Atlantis, depending on once I reach out to the management there, where they want us to go first. The second day would be the 9th. That would be the next one. So we'll flip-flop those two bars depending on what we set up. But yeah, if you just come into Walking Street around 8 o'clock probably on the 7th, right outside Carousel, you'll see a bunch of people waiting and getting ready to go out anyways. And then from there, if you don't see us, just wait. You'll find us walking the street when we switch bars. But they'll either be Dollhouse or Atlantis after we all meet up in the street. I totally forgot what I was going to say. Anyways, so it's easy to find us, and like I said, it's just join. Like, just come join us.
Yeah.
And
no, it's going to be a good one. Like my cousin Alan's going to meet us up and meet up with us. And like we got some other guys. Joey, our buddy from work, is going to... So guys that haven't been on the last couple of trips, they're going to be with us. So it's going to be cool, man. Can't wait.
yeah, there's a lot of people that have commented and DM'd us or so they're going to be there. So we're going to meet a bunch of new people. And I mean, basically, if you're curious, all we do is bar hop. We start at one bar and go in. We open up a tab and everybody starts partying, drinking, whatever they like to do, dancing. We do some money rain, hang out, and I don't know whatever like sends us to the next bar. It's like, I don't know, me and Glenn kind of like cross paths, like, dude, you ready to go? Like, all right, let's mobilize, and then we get everybody and we move. There's never a set time or a set, it's kind of just
we definitely, just as the night goes on, it is pretty rough though. I mean, we just kind of mobilize and everyone just follows everyone else. So yeah, man, I can't wait. It's weird because our schedules got, changed up. So we're not like on that exact 3 months. We're going on the next one. And so this one's going to be good, man. We got another month, about 6 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. We've never been there in May. I mean, me and Glenn have always been on this 4 times a year schedule where it was basically March, June,
like end of
September, and then, early December. And now we're going to fill up our first time in May, which is cool.
Yeah, man. It's, things just change too. So you got to be able to go on a trip when you can. So
yeah, our work schedule changed, but that's why we try to put it out on the podcast. And I had one guy said we should start a WhatsApp chat group, and I probably will eventually, but I mean, the thing is, we want to talk about it on the podcast, obviously get people to watch the podcast, and that's why we're transparent here about the dates and when we plan on partying. I think the WhatsApp group's a good idea. I belong to another one, which is a Thailand group of people, which is kind of cool, but I've hit it up a couple times asking people, their thoughts on things, and maybe we'll start a Single at 40 WhatsApp chat group, but at this point, the podcast is the best place to get the information. And
yeah. Well, I mean, that group, right? It's good info, right? Most of the guys,
yeah, totally.
Yeah, if you need something, you can hit that up.
It's just like the community we always talk about, like a bunch of like-minded people that, travel, and you can ask people what their experience is or what advice they have. And I remember I was in Japan asking those guys, like, anybody been to this neighborhood in Japan? A bunch of different dudes hit it up, and saying what they like to do in that area I was in. But kind of cool. So I think that's something we can eventually set up.
Yeah, no, sounds cool, man.
And that first night, like I said, we're not set on Dollhouse or Atlantis. I'm thinking Dollhouse because it's the reopening. I'm sure the guys that run those bars will be open to where we want to go, so I don't think it's an issue. But I just haven't reached out to them yet. I was waiting until it gets a little bit closer to set the plan there. And then the plan is to go from Dollhouse to Stella Bar, which is down kind of by my McDonald's on Red Street, and then we'll probably finish up at Sky. That will be night one. And then night two won't be the following night, it'll be the night after, which is the 9th, which I believe is Saturday. And then that would be Atlantis, and then Miko's, and then possibly Crystal Palace, and then possibly Sky. So that's the Single at 40 bar hopping event. And like I said, just come join us, whoever wants to.
Yeah, and we'll see if we can stick to that plan. I mean, we've been pretty good, but yeah, I mean, in the past, we kind of just, things end up going wherever, so.
And for all the bullshit and misconceptions, like, literally had a woman reach out to us on Facebook. Her and her husband want to join us. We have a lot of couples that join us. Like, people think, like, oh, Angeles City is just straight expat or sexpats and sex tourism. It's like, no, it's fucking not. Like, our whole group is a vast, diverse group of people, from females to males to couples to all kinds of people that just want to go out and have a good fucking time. And that's what it is, right?
No, it's definitely, I mean, obviously, like, the mindset of the area and what it is that's what most people think. But I mean, we've turned it into what we do, right? I mean, we go there and have fun, and I mean, it doesn't matter, like, older guys, younger, I mean, it doesn't matter. Remember, like, we've met some people that are, the guy who was dressed up as Santa Claus during Christmas time, like, that was awesome. Like, it was just him and his wife.
Yeah. No, there's a bunch of couples that join us. There's a few of them. And then on that last trip, we had the whole engagement take place during the band party. So
yeah, I didn't put too much of that in. I didn't put any of it in the video because I wasn't sure what was going on with that.
Yeah,
remember you?
Whatever. That's
so I was watching all the. I mean, when I make these videos, it's kind of awesome. It's months later, and when I actually get around looking at all the clips, it was a wild night. I mean, that place was pretty cool. I had a good time at Crystal Palace.
Yeah, Crystal Palace was fun. I'm stoked about Dollhouse and the reopening. Miles, our photographer, sent us some video of it now that it's like finished. And
oh, yeah, that's right. He's back already.
Yeah, I was going to make some shorts off of it, but then I was like, you know what? Let's just hold out till we go. And
yeah, no, that's a good idea.
We did the construction video when we were there last time, showing it being renovated. I figured we might as well just wait to see the final product.
Nice.
So the other interesting thing that I've been kind of watching is, obviously, if you ever turn on the news or any type of social media, you see what's going on with the United States, Israel, Iran, and all that. I'm not obviously going to get into that, but I know that the peso has became extremely weak over the last couple weeks due to the oil crisis that they're facing, because I guess the Southeast Asia gets a lot of their oil from the Middle East. Anyways, with that being said, the peso is like damn near 60 to 1 the US dollar. And me and Glenn were talking earlier, on the money rain side of things, I think that gets us more for our money on that front. Yeah. But I think the cost of everything's got to drive up, right?
I mean, everything's going up. I mean, luckily we have our plane tickets and most of the stuff booked already, but be kind of curious to see when we book our next one, see what that price is going to be.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. So it's like, if you're somebody watching this and you're planning a trip in the next year, I guess, book your flight soon, man.
Yeah, no, there's no doubt.
I'll tell them the Boracay story. So our upcoming trip, we're going to go to Boracay after we spend 3 nights in Angeles. And when I first looked at booking the inter-island flight from Clark to Boracay, which was, maybe 2 months ago, before the whole world climate changed, if you will. I mean, the ticket for one person round trip from Clark to Boracay was about $100. Maybe it was like 115, 120 with tax. And I didn't book them like an idiot. I just drug it, kicked it down the road and drug my feet on it. And then last weekend went to go book them, and they were fucking $400.
That's crazy.
So
I believe it. I mean, fuck. Like, they're having issues with gas, obviously, over there too, right?
Yeah, I mean, the price jumped up, and it's got to be because of the fuel situation, and the airlines are hedging against jet fuel prices going up, which makes sense. So with that being said, if you're trying to plan an international trip to Southeast Asia, I would book it sooner than later. It's probably going to be expensive right now, but it could get fucking worse, especially if they get into like an oil shortage situation and they have to like, God forsaken, ration fuel. Like,
it's definitely going to happen.
A flight from the West Coast that's $1,600 could easily become 3,000, and that could price a lot of people out. Which I understand.
Yeah, no, it's gonna. I mean, everything's going up. I mean, even our van ride from the airports. Like, I mean, the bar tabs gonna go up. Like, everything's gonna go up.
I would imagine. Yeah, I haven't reached out to Amy to set up the vans yet, but I'll ask her and reach out. Like, are they charging more? I would imagine they have to, just because of the fuel price, which is what it is. And then me and Glenn were talking earlier too. Like, what's that do to the price of the bars, the alcohol, and
it's everything that gets
food? Yeah. I mean, once transportation goes up, everything follows it, because everything's got to be moved via a truck at some point.
That's it, man. So we got to go on these things while we can.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully the financial situation improves, but it is what it is. And like you said, as long as we still have money to do it, we got to go, because who knows what can happen in the future.
Definitely.
But yeah, anyways, like, back to talking about the group and just going out partying. Like, the problem is that I don't think people ever take the time to like thoroughly investigate people's content, except for the people that really enjoy your content, which you guys are our community, and you're the ones we make this for, and you guys follow us and watch it, and you understand our mission and what we're doing. Obviously, we get all the haters that we like to talk about that make snap judgments, and it's unfortunate because they look at a place like Angeles and they look at Walking Street, and like Glenn said, they only look at the stigma it has for sex tourism or sexpats living there, which obviously is there. I'm not going to deny it's not, but I mean, you look at places like Megadance or Hammer, like, those are fucking nightclubs that, young people, Filipinos, local people, young people traveling go to party at. And obviously when you're traveling in that part of the world, you have all kinds of people, all ages. And like Glenn was saying, our group is, pretty vast when it comes to ages. I mean, we have people as young as in the early 20s, and we have people as old as like damn near in their 70s, right?
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. It's like, we just like to go, to Angeles City. I mean, we could do it in Manila and stuff, but obviously it's like, it's all about like the like where we're at, right? I mean, we were doing it like in Burgos Street, we'd get the same kind of fucking people thinking the same thing, right? But I mean, even Makati, it's like there's just more going on over there too, where it's not necessarily just the go-go bars or that. There's like regular bars and clubs and stuff. So people just can't please them all, man.
It's just nightlife at the end of the day. And obviously we've gone to Thailand, we've gone to Vietnam, we obviously have partied in Makati, and it's all the same at the end of the day, but it's all different. But it's just going out and having a good time. And unfortunately, people just look at the negatives of some of these places and want to harp on that shit. But like we always say, we're not making it for those people, and it's like, we don't give a shit about those comments. They're fun to talk about, and they're fun to sometimes fire back, but I notice a lot of these guys have a ton of energy, and once you start, hammering back on them, they just want to go all day. And it's like,
well, think about the mindset of somebody that that does that. Like, I think we've tried to analyze this shit like over and over, like, let alone like, you don't like someone shit. Like, what makes someone, I have to like tell these people like what I think. But I mean, besides that, like, those are so of course they're gonna, they're gonna fire back. And I mean, in the end, it's like, I don't know, like, how you feel, but I fucking think it's funny in a good way, because it like engages, and then obviously like we have a platform to talk about with us, and and it's like a kind of funny because it's like that's what we we end up talking about too. It's like, it's never gonna have any. I mean, no matter what we make, it like the best part is like we've been doing this. This is episode 55. Like we've been like going strong for like 2 years. Like most people quit, like we've talked about. So I don't know.
I like the ones we get, because we'll make a podcast, right, and then we'll cut it up and we'll put out shorts, try to draw people to the podcast to show it to them, and we don't get a lot of negative comments on the full podcast post, because I think that mostly the people that are watching it are people that enjoy mine and Glenn's nonsense, and they're part of our community. But the little clips that you put across, all the different apps, TikTok, whatever, Facebook. That's where we get the negative comments. We get a lot of people that's like a couple idiots talking about nothing, and they're always like talking about how we're fucking losers, talking about nonsense. It's like, yeah, we are. No shit.
I mean, it's
it's like we're not serious sitting here fucking talking about politics or sports. Like we're talking about something we like, and we just have fun doing it. It's like we're not doing it to.
And I mean, like I've said from the beginning, it's like can't take this shit serious. I mean, we created this podcast to just basically tell people we're coming to town and we're gonna have a party. But now it's like, I mean, the positive side is like the people actually really want to know and get to want to hang out and stuff. But yeah, it's like, I mean, it's just easy to swipe, dude. If you don't like our shit, it's cool, man.
Like this podcast ain't for everybody.
But we're not. I mean, we're not making any money off this shit. So it's like this is how we like to spend our free time, man.
In like reality, you look at the analytics, and it's like our podcasts range anywhere from like 200 views to like 1,500, right?
Yeah.
And obviously, the ones like with the guests seem to do better. Like the one with Nikki did really well because you have a good-looking girl on it. If we talk about some controversial topic, which is laughable for the topics we talk about, but like a couple of those ones have done better, like when we attack back at haters or whatnot. But the point I'm getting at is like, yeah, if you look at the analytics, we don't get a lot of views, and then most views aren't. The podcast is anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour, depending on what we're doing, and people watch for like 4 or 5 minutes. Dude.
No, it's the best.
And it's like if we were after like the analytics and we cared, like then we wouldn't do it. It's like we're doing it because we sit down and just bullshit.
Well, I mean, if we really cared about getting views and like want like we'd be negative, dude. Like that's what these consumers want. They love the negative shit. Like we would go shit on that place, and I guarantee like we would probably get all this. I mean, if we were negative, if we had a video about like, fucked up the places or. You shouldn't go there.
Like pick fights, right? With other vloggers or other content creators, which we're not about. We're all about positivity.
Yeah, we've invited other guys that shit on us, dude. It's a party.
A friend of mine reached out to me recently, and he came across Ace's video where he puts Single at 40 on his fucktard list. And then my buddy went and sought out, like, did we come back at him, whatever. And he listened to the podcast where we talked about it, and he's like, I don't know how you guys do it. Like, this guy could put you on a fucktard list, and then you invited him to come join you. He's like, I would have been like threatening him. I'm going to knock his fucking teeth out. And I was like, no, I get it. It's like, you do get those emotions when people talk shit. Like, you get pissed, but at the same time, it's like, we got to go back to our mission. It's like creating positivity.
It's like, we don't even know these people, man. And like, we're never going to meet them. So it's like, why the fuck are you mad, dude? That's why I never understand why people get so mad at us. It's like, they don't even know us, dude.
Oh, dude, I know what. Dude, Tim K.
Oh, that's right.
So when we talked about, I think it was episode 54, we talked about some dickhead threatening us. We got a message from Tim K basically laughing because that guy and his, YouTube journey took so much hate on it. And whatever you think about him, like, I don't care. I'm not getting into that. But it was funny because he was just saying, like, you guys are so young and new in this game and you don't have that much following. He's like, wait till you have like 100,000 fucking people watching you. He's like,
yeah, that guy had a lot of hate, huh?
Yeah, he's like, you'll deal with these people that are literally mentally ill that just fixate on you. And that kind of hit home for me. It's like, dude, I wanted the channel to get bigger, but it's like, I don't want a bunch of psychos just fucking fixating on us.
Or pissed off and like we're telling people we're coming to town and shit.
Yeah, it's like, damn, dude.
Yeah, dude, we're good, bro. Like, there's no need to fucking get mad at us.
Just here to have fun, right? At the end of the day.
It's like, if we're not here to, we're not like putting our life savings and like trying to make this like our retirement and be like, oh, we're going to make money off this. It's like, no, we're going to make money off on the other channels.
Yeah, exactly. The other question I get often is like, I'm not 40. Can I join the group? And of course you can. Like, Single at 40 was just a name that a friend of mine came up with that just sounded cool. At the time, I think I was 44, you were 43. Yeah. Now we're 46 and 45. Like, yeah, eventually we're not going to be fucking 40 anymore, but we're not going to go change the name of the fucking channel. Like, it was just a cool name. And it's like, so you could be single at 30, you could be single at 70 and join us, or you could be a couple, like we said, you could be married and come join us. It
doesn't matter, dude.
Just a stupid name that someone came up with that we thought sounded catchy, and then we ran with it, right?
That's it.
I mean, as you evolve, like, two things that evolved for us was the HI to PI, which, we didn't see coming at all. Our friend Sammy designed that tattoo, and then we jumped on board with it, and that thing took on a life of its own. And then, a couple years into this, when we first brought our friend Joey and then did a podcast with him. I was asking him in the podcast, like, what was your goal of the trip? And he came up with one of the most ingenious things I've ever heard. And he said to make it count. And like that just, hit home for me and Glenn. And so now we've incorporated that, and it's almost like our catchphrase, just make it count. Like, looking back on it, would that be a cooler name for the channel? Yeah, yeah. But once you're into it, it's like you can't change your name, right? So we just make it count on everything behind Single 40, but the brand's the brand, right? I mean, not that it would matter if we changed it. It's not like
we got to get Joey back on here, man. Start asking him, because it's been like almost a year since he came in with us.
Yeah, I'd like to get him back before the trip.
Yeah,
getting ready for the next one that he's going to come with us in May. That would be cool.
Yeah, I mean, that guy, like, fucking every day, dude, he's positive at work, dude. He's just like, I can't fucking wait. Like, those are the guys that, like, I want to fucking party with and have a good time, like.
The guy after his first trip went on a fitness journey and he's lost 80 fucking pounds.
Dude, he looks fucking like a different person. That's why we got to get him on.
So there's this picture of me, him, and Adrian in the lobby at the Carousel Hotel. It's like right in the morning, I think. I don't have a shirt on, and me and Joey look so fucking fat, dude. I'm probably 40 pounds heavier than I'm sitting right now in that photo, and I think Joey's the 80 pounds because I think that was his first trip, if that's when the photo was taken. So I told Joey the other day, I'm like, we got to recreate that picture because we've both lost weight.
I mean, there's times at work I walk by and I'm like, he's all fucking covered up, like, with his like mask on and shit because he's going to the plant. But like, I'll look and I'm like, is that fucking Joey, dude? Because he's lost so much weight. So it's awesome, man. Good for him.
And he's still on it. Like, I think he's probably going to lose another 40 and, be fucking lean, mean fighting machine, which is great.
That's it, dude. Too bad the monster's not going to make it on this one.
Yeah, no monster on this trip. Hopefully when we try to reschedule one in maybe late July, early August, if we can do it, then he can come. But I mean, back to the Joey thing, it's like the guy went on a trip and got inspired, and that's all we're ever trying to produce.
I mean, fuck, when we went, what was that, like 2016, 2015, when we first went? I mean, dude, I was probably like 25 pounds heavier. Like, I remember thinking, I remember, like, and after that trip, like, it was like the same mindset, how can I get back? I need, like, what do I need to do? And I want to get fucking healthier.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not just Angeles City, it's the whole vacation. It's Boracay, El Nido, if we go to another country. But this trip, we're headed back to Boracay, which is exciting. And we've talked about it before. We got a partner over there that, started My Philippines channel, and we're, assisting in that. So he's got a bunch of shit going on in Boracay, so that's one of the reasons we're going there. There's, the Mellow Yellow boat that you can look up on YouTube. Used to be in El Nido, and now it's headed to Boracay. Me and Glenn, got some stake in that, so we're excited to go party on that fucking boat and, try to help Andrew blow up the channel.
It's doing well, man. Go check it out, My Philippines channel, and check out our travel channel, Passport Ready. Yeah, if you like to travel within the country, go to different islands and places, those are definitely showcase what we've done over the years.
Yeah, we had a great comment on the last podcast when we were talking about this same thing, and the guy was saying that he goes to Angeles. He goes for like a couple days, and then he always goes to some beach destination, and he brings his beach clothes and he leaves his other clothes in the hotel, like all this detail. And I'm like, dude, that's awesome. Like, we don't keep our hotel rooms like he does, but we definitely go travel around, and makes it a lot more fun.
I mean, that's that's the stuff I enjoy. Obviously, a couple nights in AC, partying, having a good time, and then getting out of there. But I saw AJ was in Subic, or he posted something there, so that looked pretty cool. Yeah, he got that
new 3D camera, which is fucking awesome.
I gotta check out that camera. It looks pretty cool.
The other thing we've been working on is we've been putting out like a daily like graphic video, and it's started from making Walking Street great again to different rules of Walking Street and different myths. So if you've seen that and you like it, let us know in the comments. But we use AI to like come up with some of the ideas and to generate the actual graphic. And one of the ideas AI was telling me that we could do is like, information for like first timers and whatnot. So it made me start thinking. I was like, I'm gonna ask Glenn on the next podcast, like what advice would you give somebody for their first time going to Angeles?
Don't really have any expectations, man. Just go, and it'd be better to go with a group, a bunch of friends, and just kind of just like take it all in, you know? Like, I mean, I had been to the Philippines obviously when I was a child, but like, you know, as an adult, the first time I remember just kind of didn't really know what I was getting myself into, but I remember just thinking like I was going to have fun and fuck, I mean, it's just like if you're going to Vegas or, you know, like one of those party cities, like you just kind of go and fucking enjoy yourself. So, yeah, I mean, don't like look into it too much and obviously you want to yeah,
Research.
research the stuff you want to do and where you want to, you know, if you want to go out on different islands or and but when in the end, it's just like kind of just you know have fun, man.
Yeah,
Don't,
no expectations is good. Like the expectations are one of those things. If you set too high expectations, you're going to be disappointed, right? And
yeah,
I don't think you'd be disappointed going there unless you have some crazy expectation, but just don't have a crazy expectation. And like you were saying, it's like, go in a group. We like to travel in a group, obviously, which is makes it more fun. But you can create your own group. Like I've had guys hit me up that say they're going there and they want advice. And like I always send them to like Club Sky to go see Bernie. And it's like you can create a group with like Bernie. Like you can, have
yeah,
him help you go around and hit up bars. And if you want to, talk to other tourists, other visitors and add them, with you, great. If not, you can literally hire somebody like Bernie just to cruise with you and, show you the ropes and, make sure you don't get a bad bar tab or you not get ripped off like everybody warns you might. And like, the only time I think people are stupid when they get that shit happens to them because they're not paying attention. But if you're that risk averse, it's like, bring somebody with you, like
yeah.
hire them. Like everyone's there to make money, right? So,
And everyone's there to have a good time. So yeah, no, it's definitely you know hitting up those places, especially getting someone like Bernie, because I mean he's gonna. I mean, especially if we're like, hey man, this guy's coming by, you know, he's gonna want to. He'll do whatever he needs to do to show you a good time. So
I mean, if I was going to give a first time advice, one thing I've noticed over the years with everyone that's gone with us, and even like when I first went, and even when you first went, it's like it's an overwhelming experience, right? And after you went and you spent whatever, however many days there, and then you go home and you kind of reflect on your trip, you always have like regrets. And I'm not talking about like bad regrets, but like things you would have
yeah,
done
oh
different, or
yeah, no
like,
doubt.
oh, next time I go back, I'm going to do this. So it's like, keep that in mind. It's like, you don't have to do everything. Like, just go, enjoy yourself. Don't have an expectation. Have as much fun as you can. And you'll get home and you'll start thinking about it like, oh, this time I'm going to do this or I'm going to do it that way. And go back,
That's it.
and then, relive it. And it gets better every time because you learn along the way. So I've noticed that theme is very common with everyone that's gone with us. They're like, I can't wait to go back because I'm going to do this different. I'm going to do that different. So that would be my
I
advice
mean, it's
is,
that's how we were, you know, like, and we always had these like plans. I mean, every trip it was like the plan got thrown out the window as soon as like start sipping on San Miguel's. But it definitely, yeah, just fucking go, man. Just plan that trip and just do it.
and then like the advice I'd give financially, it's like, you can lock in what your flight costs, what your hotel costs and, food. You don't need a lot of money for food, like you could literally eat for, $20 a day or less, or depending on what kind of food you like, you can go up from there. I mean, you can go to RBI Steakhouse and have literally a steak that costs you $100 US, a USDA steak. So just set your budget like that. But when it comes to like the partying, like, I mean, the advice I would give is like set a budget your first night. Like, don't bring out credit cards or ATM cards. Like, set a cash budget. Like, just for conversation's sake, like say it's $200 US, right? If that's what you're comfortable with, take that money, exchange it into pesos, and then just go out for the night and like see how it goes. Because it's like that money can go really fast and go really slow depending on what you get into or how you want to spend it. If you want to do money rain, if you want to buy a bunch of people drinks, or if you want to, bar hop and just have one drink, like it kind of depends on what you like. And as you go out that first night, you're going to kind of understand and learn what the bars are like and like what you enjoy about it. And I would say once that budget's done, like you probably had some drinks and I wouldn't go get more money. I would go to bed and then next morning wake up and reflect back on, okay, this is what I did last night. I want to do more of it or I want to do less of it. And then, reset your budget. Because I mean, like I said, you can spend money there really quickly, which isn't a bad thing. But if you're not smart about it, you might put yourself in a position where you don't have any money for the rest of your trip. So I would just take the first night slow because it is overwhelming, and have a set budget, and then understand it by the next day, and then go up from there.
Yeah, I mean,
Scale up,
I
right?
still do that. Like, I'll have a certain amount of cash. Like, I'm like, all right, this is night one. Like, I'm gonna take with me, but try not to go back to the hotel and get more. But
And I mean, essentially, that's what we do. I mean, we set a money rain budget, obviously, get the money changed out before we go. And then, that budget depends on how long you're at each bar. We basically, have a set amount we're going to, do money rain with. And then, if it starts to dip, then it's like, that's one of the
Yeah.
telling signs to go to another bar, right? We don't want to spend it all in one place. And when it comes to our tab, like we have a girl that we pay to watch the tab for us, and she knows like the trigger points. Like usually when we hit about 35,000 pesos, we want to get informed, and then if we're having fun, we stick around. If at that point, me and Glenn are like, "Fuck it, let's go." We pay the tab and go on, and so we kind of keep that budget in mind. And one of the reasons we always finish at Sky is we have such a long relationship there. We can run a tab that night at the end of the night and just pay it the next day. They're fine with that. So usually we blow through our cash budget and then we end up at Sky, and whatever happens there, we just pay for it the next day.
Yeah, and that's just something we've learned over the years with all these different trips. And I mean, but yeah, no, it's definitely good info because I mean, we learned the hard way. I mean, from the beginning of going, we were blowing most of our budget in one night. Remember, like back in the day, like at Atlantis or whatever. But yeah, man, it's just plan that trip and set a budget, and I can just make it count.
Well, I think too, in any bar, like the drinks are going to scale, and sometimes they can get weird because, say, you're sitting down and you're buying some people drinks. Like they usually have a set price on what the staff's drinks cost, but I know that can change if you're buying hard liquor, you're buying juice, you're buying beer. So it's like if you don't want to have to worry about it, like my advice is when you find a waitress and she's cool, slide her fucking 500 pesos or 1,000 pesos and be like, hey, when my bill hits this, I want to know. They'll do that for you, like, because you've just tipped them, and like they want to keep you happy because they want to tip at the end of the night. So it's like whatever your budget is, say it's 10,000 pesos, you don't want to spend any more of that in the bar. Tell the waitress, hey, like I'm gonna give you 500 pesos right now. When my bill hits close to 10,000, let me know, and then you can assess if you want to stay or if you want to pay it and leave, and they'll do that for you. I don't see a situation where they wouldn't.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, as long as you take care of the people over there, I mean, most of them are do anything. I mean, that's kind of like how we've created this entourage of people, from doormen to like the waitresses to like from all the different clubs and bars. I mean, everyone's pretty cool, and they've definitely taken care of us over the years. So
It's funny. I was talking to one of the higher ups in our company last week, and he was telling me he's originally from the East Coast, and he was telling me he traveled to like the Caribbean a lot, and he mentioned Hawaii is very similar to that, and he has this thought in his head that like the customer service and the people in the host industry, if you will, hotels, restaurants, are don't have the best attitudes in the Caribbean and here in the U.S. And I told him you should go to Southeast Asia, and he's like, really? It's better there? I'm like, dude, the customer service in Thailand and the Philippines, and I would argue the Philippines is better than Thailand, but not to shit on Thailand, it's got great customer service too. But that's the thing, the customer service over there is fucking amazing.
yeah, I mean, not just in like the bar scene, like anywhere. I mean, if you go to the mall, dude, there's like 10 workers to like no, like if you need something, they'll just like, hey, you need them, sir, ma'am. Like, no, it's yeah. I mean, the Philippines is it's definitely I mean, everyone's there to help you.
I mean, so use that to your advantage. And I mentioned earlier we have a girl that comes with us that we put in charge of the bill, and the reason for that is I obviously gave you the situation of just having your waitress do it, which I think is a safe way and a good way to do it. The reason we have to use somebody outside of that is because our party's so big. We have multiple waitresses working our party, and so we have one person collecting each bill that comes in, and she watches it for us. That's why, if it sounds like I was contradicting myself earlier, that's what I wanted to point that out. Because when you bring 70 people in a bar, it's like the whole staff's waiting on you. So you can't just work with one waitress, and we just make it easy and bring one of our friends that we pay to watch the bill, and she keeps it straight for us.
Yeah, no, not to worry. Yeah, I'm worried about a bill or getting our tab in years, so it's been good.
So yeah, that's the best advice for a first timer, and obviously people are going to do their research. Don't get too deep in the rabbit hole of the negativity shit because there's a lot of negative content out there. I wouldn't worry. Like safety is something that comes up, and it's like I consider Walking Street an extremely safe place, especially if you're acting right and you're just, being normal. You're not drunk out of your mind. But I've even seen some really drunk people, I know you
Yeah.
have, that they end up getting helped by staff, like by security staff. They try to get the guy off the street and they try to get him back to their hotel because they don't want anything to happen to
I
people.
mean, it takes like a lot for people to like really get upset. I mean, look at that one fucking guy that was making videos and got arrested. Like he was harassing people, and the people were still like pretty nice. Like you do that shit here in the U.S., like you're gonna get knocked out.
Somebody's going to test your jaw real quick,
Yeah. So
So yeah, first time travelers,
yeah,
go
man.
for it, man.
We'd love to hear people. Yeah, tell us your story, man. Let us know if you
Yeah, and
make it over there.
if you can be over there when they're over there, we love the first time traveler, the BJ Yates of the world or whoever else. But we got a bunch of new people that are hitting us up for this trip. I don't know how many of them are first time travelers. We haven't really gotten to that, but I got another guy hit me up today asking he's going to come to Angeles and meet up with us. Then he's going to go to Thailand. So he was asking my advice on Thailand. I told him we like Bangkok and Pattaya. Sounds like that's where he's going to go. And then he was asking about hotels. I asked him like what his budget is, but he hasn't got back to me because I can tell him the places we stay and what they cost. But fun stuff though,
Yeah.
man.
No, it's good to be back talking about this and all this shit we talk about.
Yeah, fuck. Google it. How many days is it? I want to say it's 45 or 44. How many days till May 6th?
May 6th. Shit's fucking coming up, man.
Yeah, it's like 6 weeks away.
46 days.
46. Just over
dude,
6 weeks.
That's crazy. Yeah, dude, I gotta get stuff planned out. You gotta start. That was always the best part about these trips is it's like the prep, buying all the shit. Take
The
with us.
excitement, man. And every time we get on Philippine Airlines, I pray that they finally got Wi-Fi, but has not happened yet.
Yeah, man. I just want them to drop the prices.
Wi-Fi, good Wi-Fi on a flight is game changing. But anyways, that's all I got for today.
Yeah, man. No, it's good. Good to be back and get this thing edited and put out. And let's see if anyone's watching this thing on Facebook.
Yeah, we also had a good interview Ken from the street team did with Jonas. Ken is one of our photographers, and then Jonas is like the main videographer. He's actually edited some videos for us. So we're going to put out some clips of the interview with Jonas. He's been a great part of our team and a big help. And we actually took him to Thailand to film with us once. And I didn't realize until I heard the interview how big of a trip that was for him and how excited he was. So that was cool to hear. Like,
I don't think the guy. I mean, I think he had first time being on a plane or something.
That's what it sounded like in the interview. And he enjoyed like going to a different country and meeting different cultures. And it was a good trip. That was over a year ago. So it's cool to kind of hear his thing and keep pressing Ken to go do more street interviews with people.
No, it's good, and then they feel comfortable just speaking Tagalog, and then we translate it, so it works out.
We got a guy that's going to come on the podcast when we're in country coming up. He's like an MC and a DJ. I don't remember his name offhand, which is stupid. I should, but I think he's going to do the interview mostly in Tagalog, and I told him don't worry about it. Like you can communicate with him more than I can, but we can hear his story and. He said he speaks English, but he'd rather answer in Tagalog, so maybe I can just ask him English questions and then he can more comfortably talk in Tagalog.
We'll figure it out.
But excited to hear that guy's story. But anyways, we'll wrap it up. Episode 55. We're live on Facebook. Hopefully some people are watching there. We'll plan to do this again next week. Obviously, we missed 4 weeks because of work and weather and whatnot, but next week, same time on Facebook Live. Check it out.
All right, guys. Thank you.